You, looking for someone?
Who are you? How did you get in here?
Well, I live here.
Since when?
Since this morning.
You don't by any chance happen to know a gentleman by the name of Mr. Benjamin Dingle, do you?
Meaning me, Miss Milligan?
Yes, I mean you. What do you have to say for yourself?
Have you met my friend, Joe Carter?
I just met Joe Carter.
Oh, fine fella.
Mr. Dingle, answer me this. Who was it located and leased this apartment? Who was it made the landlord repaper and repaint it? And who was it bought furniture and drapes and made rag rugs? And who considers this apartment her home?
You.
All right, then, answer me this. Who was it allowed you to sublet half her apartment against her better judgment?
You?
Then why do you go behind my back and rent my apartment to this him?
But I only rented half of my half. Otherwise, my friend Joe here would have had to sleep in the park.
Otherwise, your friend Joe here's would have had to sleep in the park anyway. And you, too. Now, out, both of you.
Wait a minute. I'm paid up for the week. I gave him $6.
Well, give him back his $6.
Well, I had to send some telegrams and...
And I'm not going to move till I get my $6.
Give him a check.
No checks.
Now, look here. I don't owe you the $6. He owes you the $6.
Now, listen, Miss Milligan. I paid you $12 for a week's rent, and I've only been here one night. Now, you give me back the difference, and I'll have the money to pay him with.
That solves it.
Yes. Only, well, I bought a hat.
You bought a hat. Where's my money?
In her hat.
It is not. It's in his pocket, only he hasn't got it. Say, what do you think you're doing?
Just looking at the hat. Pretty, isn't it?
You've got a nerve.
Looks pretty on her, too, doesn't it?
Oh, it does not. That isn't even the way it goes on. Now, where were we?
Looking for my $6.
Well, I told you that I... Now, look, you don't think that I'm going to get... All right, stay. But just 1 week, remember.
Come on, I'll show you the schedule.
What schedule?
For the steeplechase in the morning.
Oh, Joe.
It's 7 o'clock, Joe.
Oh.
Get up.
Thanks. Hello, Milligan.
Dingle.
Oh,
Get the
Dingle.
schedule, Joe. Get the schedule.
Schedule. Where's the schedule?
Hurry.
Here it is, schedule. Oh, we're right on time.
One, two, three, go. Woo-hoo! Bang, bang! Good morning.
Good morning.
What's for breakfast?
You've had your breakfast.
When?
7:07 a.m.
Guess we're kind of off schedule.
What are you gawking at?
You look nice.
Oh,
Hope I haven't upset your routine here.
just stick to the schedule, that's all I ask.
Rather nice having a high-type, clean-cut, nice young fella at table. Better than nobody.
I'm used to nobody.
You ought to have some high times here, Joe. Young fellas don't come a dime a dozen in Washington. 8 girls to every fella.
Yeah, well, I haven't got time for that. I'm only going to be in Washington only a week.
Where are you going to? Where you came from?
Where they send me.
Who's they?
The government.
Too bad you're not going to be here regular. One less fella for the girls to look at. Like I told you, 8 girls.
Yeah, well, you're wasting your conversation. I'm not interested.
Yes, but the girls are. Eh, Miss Milligan?
Those that haven't any men friends are, I suppose, but in the case of a girl who's engaged to be married...
Engaged, you?
Mr. Pendergast and I expect to be married in the very near future.
Pendergast?
Charles J. Pendergast.
Who's he?
Hasn't he got something to do with the housing plan?
He most certainly has. He just happens to be the assistant regional coordinator of OPL, that's all.
Is that good or bad?
$8,600 a year.
That's good.
Furthermore, he's the youngest man ever to occupy the position of regional coordinator of OPL.
How old is he?
Only 42.
42.
Only 42.
42 is a very safe, sane age. When a man has reached 42, he knows something, like Mr. Pendergast. He's an important man.
How long you been engaged?
2 years, I bet.
22 months.
It's a long time for a girl to stick to one guy.
That depends on whether she's engaged to be married or just engaged. Why'd you wait so long?
Mr. Pendergast and I felt it would be an unwise step to take in these times with world conditions so unsettled.
World conditions are so unsettled, Miss Milliken, because people won't settle on things. They ought to stop pondering and push ahead. Damn the torpedoes, full speed ahead. That's what Admiral Farragut said.
Yeah, that was in Mobile Bay.
You said that yesterday, Mr. Dingle.
And I meant it yesterday, Miss Milliken.
Mr. Pendergast and I don't need your advice.
What did you say his first name was?
Charles J.
Well, don't you ever call him by it, like Charlie or Chuck or something?
Call Mr. Pendergast Charlie.
Sure, why not?
Of course, you don't realize that Mr. Pendergast is the type man who has twice been to the White House to dinner.
Worst food in Washington.
With the president?
Yes.
I'll bet the president's wife calls him by his first name sometimes.
You look messy.
Huh?
Don't you ever brush your hair?
I suppose Mr. Pendergast combs his hair every hour on the hour.
Mr. Pendergast has no hair.
This project illustrates my point. If the employees are housed near the plants in which they work, a full working day can be saved each week.
He's right.
Time is the one thing we cannot manufacture, but we can make speed.
That's true.
And if this committee will cut out all the red tape and give me permission to go ahead, I'll get things done.
That's the spirit. That's the spirit, Dingle. Senator Noonan.
What is it?
What Mr. Dingle proposes is impossible. There are contractual obligations that have to be cleared up.
Then let whoever has to clear them up while we are clearing up the ground around the defense plants for building.
That's right.
We must do away with all forms and obligations. Cut out all the red tape. Full speed ahead.
I'd like to call to Mr. Dingle's attention that Article 847532 states that the laws of a community must regulate the construction in that community. Now, that's a fact in Pennsylvania and New Jersey.
You said you represent the OPL, didn't you?
Precisely.
I didn't catch your name.
Pendergast.
Not Charles J. Pendergast.
That's correct.
By golly, I should have known it. You get the leopard lady single-handed.
Bang! The door opens.
Face to face with the leopard lady herself.
You have arrived as I expected, Mr. Tracy. Now I will make a bargain with you.
What fiendish plan have you now?
With the death ray ours, we can conquer and rule the world. You and I, Dick Tracy.
Count me out of your plan, leopard lady, for I mean to bring you to justice.
Have you forgotten that I have the death ray?
But without my help, it is powerless.
Perhaps some boiling oil on your back will persuade you to help me.
Gosh, that Dick Tracy is sure playing with dynamite.
Sure is.
Is that the best you can do with your time?
Gotta keep up with what's going on.
I missed 2 Sundays with Superman once, and I've never felt right since.
Seems to me you might read something more beneficial.
Like what?
Like the editorials, for instance, or the columns. All well-informed people read the columnists.
Such as Mr. Pendergast, I suppose.
You're right, I suppose. Mr. Pendergast always reads the columnists.
Are they funny?
Sometimes, but no pictures.
Oh, darn.